So I've got my soundtracks inside here. I've got the sound down below on the timeline. And um, right now I'm using soundtracks. That's why you only see them as individual, these bars. And the gaps between here are artificial. I do that on purpose because I'd like to give myself spaces where I can render a set of images and then bring those into After Effects and then have a clean break so that I'm not inadvertently overlapping sound or imagery when I go into After Effects. If I right mouse and say audio and then say pick one of the titles. So if I wanted to do the first one, see now it shows me that as a sound wave, and if I change the scale or the length of my timeline, you can see where the sound wave now becomes much more obvious, and that will give you an idea where you're obviously speaking is, and where there's a flat line. That means there's silence. So that helps you with understanding when to emphasize action, when to anticipate slowing down and coming to a stop or pausing, or basically just to give you an idea, how long you have to get this done. So I really have about 86 frames here, and all this is talking about is this is the part that talks about there's 5 lumbar vertebrae. So I would perhaps change the shader color of these 5 lumbar vertebrae to give me a highlight of them. Or maybe I would take away the ribs or make the ribs disappear just to focus on the highlight of those vertebrae. But that's really just about how to see the soundtrack. And if I go back to audio and say use track, then I can see all of them. So basically what I'm trying to say is you're not able in Maya to see the sound waves for all 3, or the waveform I should say, for all 3 tracks simultaneously. You can only see one track at a time. And when you render, you're not going to get the sound out of Maya. So the sound is exclusively here only to give you guidance in terms of how long the action has to be and how the sound variation in terms of emphasis might influence how you animate.